Greetings and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 50 of Wikipedia Plot Readings. And such, I decided to do a movie that is turning 50 years old in 2023. And that movie is the 1973 supernatural horror film The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin and starring Ellen Burstyn, Max von Sydow, and Linda Blair. Let's begin. In northern Iraq, Catholic priest Lancaster Merrin participates in an archaeological dig which unearths the medallion of Saint Joseph and an artifact representing Pazuzu, an ancient demon. As Merrin prepares to leave Iraq, he sees a large statue of Pazuzu and two dogs fighting. In Georgetown, actress Chris McNeil works on a film directed by her friend Burke Dennings. A temporary resident, Chris lives in a well-appointed house with servants and her 12-year-old daughter Reagan. Georgetown-based priest Damien Karras visits his mother in New York. He confides to a colleague that he feels unfit in his role as a counselor to other priests, citing a crisis of faith. Chris hears noises in the attic and Reagan tells her of an imaginary friend named Captain Howdy. In a local church, a statue of Mary is found desecrated. Chris hosts a party. Karras's friend Father Dyer explains Karras's role as a counselor, mentioning that his mother died recently. Reagan appears and urinates on the carpet. After Chris puts Reagan to bed, her bed shakes violently. Dyer consoles Karras, and Karras expresses guilt at not having been with his mother when she died. Karras dreams of his mother, a Saint Joseph medallion, and briefly, a demonic face. Reagan becomes violent. She is subjected to several medical tests which fail to find anything physically wrong with her. During a house call, a demon possesses Reagan's body. The possessed Reagan exhibits abnormal strength. One night, Chris finds the house empty except for a sleeping Reagan. Dennings is found dead at the foot of an outdoor staircase beneath Reagan's window. Homicide detective William Kinderman questions Karras, confiding that Dennings' body was found with its head turned backwards. Reagan's condition worsens and her body becomes covered with sores. A doctor mentions an exorcism as a remote option, suggesting a possible psychological benefit. Kinderman visits Chris, explaining that the only plausible explanation for Dennings' death is that he was pushed from Reagan's window. As Kinderman leaves, the possessed Reagan stabs herself with a crucifix. To Chris's horror, the possessed Reagan turns her head backwards and speaks in Dennings' voice. The possessed Reagan is confined to her bedroom. Chris seeks out Karras, who visits Reagan. Over 2 meetings, the possessed Reagan claims to be the devil himself, projectile vomits into Karras' face, speaks in tongues, and reacts violently when tap water is sprinkled on her, which Karras claimed was holy water, a point against genuine possession. The demon says it will remain in Reagan until she is dead. Desperate, Chris confides that the possessed Reagan killed Dennings. At night, Chris's assistant calls Karras to the house. They witness the words "help me" materialize on Reagan's skin. Still ambivalent, Karras nevertheless concludes that an exorcism is warranted. His superior grants permission on the condition that an experienced priest lead the ritual while Karras assists. Merrin, having performed an exorcism before, is summoned. Merrin arrives at the house, warning Karras that the demon uses a psychological attack. As the priests read from the Roman ritual, the demon curses them. It focuses on Karras, verbally attacking his loss of faith and guilt over circumstances of his mother's death. The priest rests momentarily, and Merrin, shaking, takes nitroglycerin. Karras enters the bedroom, where the demon appears as his mother. Showing weakness, Karras exclaims that the demon is not his mother. Merrin excuses Karras and continues the exorcism by himself. Karras assures Chris that Reagan will not die and re-enters the room, finding Merrin dead. Enraged, Karras beats the possessed Reagan and demands that this demon take him instead. The demon rips a medallion of Saint Joseph from Karras' neck and begins to possess him, freeing Reagan. Karras hurls himself out of the window, tumbling down the stairs outside. Chris and Kinderman enter the room. Chris embraces the healed Reagan, and Kinderman surveys the violence and confusion. Outside, Dyer administers the last rites as Karras dies. The McNeils prepare to leave, and Father Dyer says goodbye. Despite having no memory of her ordeal, Reagan is moved by the sight of Dyer's clerical collar to kiss him on the cheek. As the McNeils leave, Chris gives Dyer the medallion found in Reagan's room. An alternative ending to this movie is also available, the director's cut ending. In 2000, the version you've never seen or the extended director's cut was released. In the ending of this version, when Chris gives Karis' medallion to Dyer, Dyer places it back in her hand and suggests that she keep it. After she and Reagan drive away, Dyer pauses at the top of the stone steps before walking away and coming across Kinderman, who narrowly missed Chris and Reagan's departure. Kinderman and Dyer begin to develop a friendship. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know which movie you'd like to see me do next. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.